Welcome to the Senior Techie Podcast.
Glad to be here.
So, I want you to imagine for a second that you are legally entitled to your late husband's estate.
Right, like you have all the paperwork.
Exactly. You are holding the death certificate, you have the notarized will right there in your hand, but you are entirely locked out of 2 decades of your own family's history.
And all because you don't know, like, a simple 6-digit iPad PAN.
Yes. It is just this frustrating, honestly, often terrifying new reality of the digital age.
It really is. We spend decades building these digital lives, and it can feel like the technology is moving so fast that it's actively trying to leave us behind.
Yeah, but I want to assure you, right off the bat, you have the power to take full control here.
Absolutely.
You just need the right map.
Mm.
And, there's absolutely no need to be intimidated by this stuff.
Right, and a map is precisely what we need to construct because, well, the systems governing our digital lives were built by engineers prioritizing privacy for the living.
Right, not accessibility for the families left behind.
Exactly. We need a framework that translates all of this invisible digital complexity into something you can physically hold and manage with total confidence.
Which brings us to this phenomenal new resource we've been looking at by Paul Wilczynski. It's called Who Gets Your Passwords? The Senior Techie Guide to Digital Estate Planning.
Such an important read.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it is currently available on Amazon. Honestly, reading through it, I realized this is the exact playbook every adult child wishes their parents had put together.
Oh, without a doubt. It's an incredible act of care that just replaces a family's future anxiety with a concrete plan.
Yeah, and it fundamentally reframes how we look at legacy. We all know the drill for the physical estate, right?
Sure, you write a will for the house, the car, maybe your grandmother's china.
Right. And the legal frameworks for those physical assets, they have been ironclad for decades. But there is this massive second layer now.
This invisible digital estate.
Yes. And almost everyone completely overlooks it until a crisis actually hits.
That's so true.
So let's define what that digital estate actually entails, because I think it's so much broader than people realize.
It's way more than just, your online banking portal.
Exactly. It is your entire email history. It's the thousands of photos backed up to some cloud server somewhere.
It's your accumulated airline miles.
Yes. And your digital library of purchased movies, audiobooks, your social media presence.
Oh, and don't forget all those automatic monthly subscriptions that just keep charging your card.
Ugh, yes, those just keep going. But the problem is that the estate attorneys who built the traditional legal frameworks decades ago, they simply were not designing for screens.
They really weren't. And to understand what happens when the physical law collides with this digital reality, Wilczynski shares the story of Carol and Richard.
Right, I remember that one.
Yeah, so when Richard passed away, Carol was, she was capable, organized. She had actually settled estates before.
Oh, wow, so she knew what she was doing.
Exactly. But she was entirely stopped in her tracks by Richard's iPad.
Because he kept literally everything on that one device, didn't he?
Everything. He had 20 years of collected family recipes on there.
Wow.
Fishing logs going all the way back to the 1990s. And most painfully for Carol, thousands of photographs.
Oh, no.
Yeah, including almost every picture taken at their grandchildren's birthdays.
That is heartbreaking.
The entire family archive just lived behind this piece of glass.
And Carol knew the iPad existed, obviously.
Right, but she did not know the passcode, so naturally she called Apple.
Naturally.
And while the representatives were deeply sympathetic, they were absolutely unable to help her bypass the lock.
It's just wild.
It took Carol 8 months of agonizing, notarized paperwork just to recover a brokerage account Richard had managed on that device.
8 months. But what about the iPad itself?
It's still locked. It just sits in a drawer in the nightstand like 3 feet from where she sleeps.
Gosh.
It is a daily, agonizing reminder of an absence she just can't reach.
Okay, let's unpack this, because this is exactly where a lot of people just throw their hands up in frustration.
Yep, I hear it all the time.
Because if someone is my legally recognized heir, right, if they have a valid will and a death certificate, why can't they simply compel a tech company to hand over the digital file?
It's a great question.
Like, how does a corporate policy override a legal will?
Well, it comes down to a fundamental shift in how the law views property versus how it views contracts.
Okay.
When you buy a physical hardcover book, you own it. You can leave it to your daughter in your will.
Right.
But you do not actually own your email account or your digital photo library.
Wait, really? We don't own them.
No, you own a non-transferable license to use them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so when you click agree on those massive terms of service documents, the ones nobody actually reads, you are agreeing to a contract governed by federal privacy laws, specifically things like the Stored Communications Act.
So wait, the law actually prevents the companies from helping?
Yes, exactly. These laws were designed to protect the privacy of living users from government overreach and, hackers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right, so if a tech company hands over your data to the wrong person, they face massive federal liability. So to protect themselves, they built this massive security fortress.
I see.
But inadvertently, by locking out the bad guys, they built a fortress that keeps grieving families out too. The default corporate setting is just to lock the doors and throw away the key.
That is just maddening. But, understanding the legal liability makes it make sense.
It does.
But let's look at a scenario that is actually far more common and honestly sometimes way more immediate than death, which is temporary incapacity.
Oh, yes. This is huge.
Because we tend to associate estate planning with the absolute finality of passing away. But what happens if you just have a medical emergency?
All right, like a bad fall, severe illness, maybe a stroke, where you might be in a rehabilitation facility for weeks or even months.
Oh.
The digital problems are exactly the same as if you had passed away, but the legal rules are even murkier.
Because you're still alive.
Exactly. You are still alive, you still own the accounts, but you physically or cognitively just cannot manage them.
This brings up the most dangerous myth I hear all the time.
Mm.
People always say, oh, my kids are incredibly tech savvy. They know I bank online. They'll figure it out if something happens to me.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Wilczynski just dismantles that myth completely. Because customer service demands real-time verification that only the account holder can provide.
Precisely. They'll figure it out. Usually translates to weeks of chaotic phone calls and frozen assets.
Yeah, just look at the story of Miriam from the book.
Oh, Miriam's story is so common.
It really is. So Miriam was a retired teacher in her mid-70s. She suffered a minor stroke and had to spend 8 weeks recovering in a rehab facility.
Right. And her daughter immediately moved in to help keep the household running.
But because Miriam hadn't written anything down, her daughter hit a brick wall almost instantly.
Everything was locked.
Auto-pay bills that were linked to frozen accounts started bouncing. The streaming services lapsed.
And Miriam's longtime email account was permanently locked.
Yes, because a well-meaning relative tried to guess the password, got it wrong 3 times, and just triggered the provider's automated security wipe.
What's fascinating here, from a structural standpoint, is that incapacity is actually harder to navigate than death.
Really? How so?
Well, when someone passes away, there is a clear legal direction of travel. The executor takes over.
Okay, true.
But with incapacity, say a family member trying in good faith to keep the lights on logs in from a new IP address, the bank's automated fraud algorithms flag it as suspicious activity.
Oh, and they locked the account down even tighter.
Exactly. And even if the daughter had a physical power of attorney document, banks often reject those unless they are submitted through their own specific internal legal departments, which takes weeks.
Gosh, it makes me think of a physical analogy. It's like having to leave your house in an ambulance with a pot boiling on the stove.
Okay, I like this.
Right. So you gave a spare key to your neighbor years ago, which is great. But the smart lock on your front door is designed so that the physical key only turns if your exact fingerprint is touching the handle at the same time.
Oh, that's spot on.
The neighbor has the key, they have the moral authority to enter, but the door simply will not open.
That is exactly what modern digital security feels like to a caregiver, which means to build a continuity plan, a roadmap that keeps everything running when you need a temporary proxy, we first have to demystify the specific digital locks standing in our family's way.
And the smartphone itself is really the ultimate front door.
It is the gateway to everything.
Take the story of Patrice.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother passed away and left behind an iPhone.
Yeah.
And Patrice knew that phone contained thousands of thoughtful text messages, family observations, and most importantly, this precious voice memo of her mother singing a childhood lullaby.
But her mother had recently changed her 6-digit TIN and hadn't told anyone.
Right. And because of how modern device encryption works, nobody could get in.
The phone essentially became a paperweight, and that beautiful voice memo was permanently lost.
Okay, I have to ask the obvious question here. How can a multi-trillion-dollar tech giant like Apple not have a back door into their own devices?
People ask this constantly.
Right. Why can't they just plug it into a master computer and unlock it for a grieving daughter?
Because of the physical architecture of the phone itself, modern smartphones use hardware-level encryption. It's a physical chip inside the phone called a secure enclave.
Secure enclave.
Okay. Right. The 6-digit PIN you type in is mathematically tangled up with the data on that chip. Apple literally does not have the key.
Oh, wow.
If you try guessing the PIN too many times, the chip purposefully destroys the mathematical key, rendering the data completely unreadable forever.
So it just wipes itself.
Exactly. It is a feature designed to thwart thieves and intelligence agencies, but it treats Patrice exactly the same as a hacker.
It breaks your heart because the device really is the gateway to everything else.
Huh.
But I know the jargon surrounding all this digital security can make people feel completely overwhelmed.
It sounds like a foreign language.
It really does.
Yeah.
Can we break down some of these technical terms?
We absolutely can. You know, the senior techie philosophy is all about empowerment, and we don't need to be computer scientists to grasp this. We just need to understand the mechanics using real-world concepts.
Love that.
Let's start with two-factor authentication, or 2FA.
Okay, yeah, I see that everywhere.
You encounter this constantly. It's when your bank texts you a 6-digit code to log in.
Right.
Think of 2FA like a massive bank vault. To get in, you need two things. First, the metal key you always carry in your pocket. That is your password.
Okay.
But the lock won't turn until the bank manager walks up and hands you a unique one-time paper code at the exact second you try to open the door.
I see.
That paper code is the text message sent to your phone.
So if my family has my password, but my phone is locked or turned off in a hospital drawer, they only have the metal key.
Exactly.
The bank manager is essentially handing that secondary paper code to an empty room.
Precisely.
But wait, why can't the executor just call Verizon or AT&T and have those text messages rerouted to their own phone?
Because of SIM swapping protections?
SIM swapping.
Yeah, hackers used to call telecom companies pretending to be you, reroute your texts, and drain your bank accounts.
Oh, goodness.
So in response, federal regulators and telecom companies lock that process down entirely. They will not reroute numbers without extensive verified authorization from the living account holder.
Got it. Okay, here's one that is becoming very popular. The passkey. I keep seeing prompts to set these up.
Yes, the tech industry is actively trying to kill the traditional password.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And a passkey is fundamentally different. Imagine a hotel room door that doesn't use a physical key, a key card, or a keypad at all. Instead, the door only materializes and opens when it physically recognizes your unique face or your specific fingerprint.
So the device itself, like my phone or laptop, becomes the credential.
Exactly.
Hold on, that sounds incredibly dangerous for estate planning.
It is a massive hurdle.
Because if the device is the key, what happens if the phone is destroyed in the exact same car accident that puts the person in the hospital?
Right.
If the door ceases to exist, isn't that a massive structural flaw?
It is a terrifying catch-22, and it's a brilliant point. The industry consortium that builds passkeys, they're called the FIDO Alliance, is working on cross-device syncing,
Okay, so it can live in the cloud.
meaning your passkey can live in a cloud account and sync to a new device.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a backup recovery method established, yes, losing the device means permanently losing access to the account.
Wow.
That is exactly why Wilshinsky emphasizes that relying on defaults is a recipe for disaster.
Wow. Okay, let's cover one more that confuses a lot of folks. A seed phrase.
Oh, yes. You hear this primarily with cryptocurrency or digital wallets.
Right.
If you hold digital assets in a private self-custody wallet, you are given a seed phrase. It's usually a string of 12 to 24 random dictionary words.
Okay.
Think of it as the ultimate master blueprint to a magical safe. Because of the pure mathematics of cryptography, there is no central authority holding your assets.
So there's no bank.
Right.
Mm.
If you lose this 12-word blueprint, the safe and everything inside it vanishes into thin air.
Just gone.
Gone. There is no customer service hotline. There is no forgot my password link. If your family doesn't have that specific list of words written down on a physical piece of paper, that financial asset is gone forever.
Okay, so the locks are formidable.
Very.
But this brings us to the most empowering part of the discussion, which is the solution.
Yes, finally.
Because we do have the ability to leave the keys for our loved ones in a safe, structured way. And it all starts with building a digital account inventory.
And let's be very clear here to alleviate any stress.
Yeah.
This is not some complex, intimidating spreadsheet with hundreds of rows.
Right, nobody wants to do that.
It is simply a list. You can write it on a yellow legal pad.
Oh, nice and easy.
For each important account, you are just writing down 4 simple things. The name of the service, what its purpose is, roughly where the login information lives, and whether there is a recurring financial charge attached to it.
That's it.
That's it. You are leaving a trail of breadcrumbs so your family knows what actually exists in the digital ether.
I love that. And for those irreplaceable family memories, like Carol's thousands of grandchild photos, the book lays out the 3-2-1 rule for photos.
Crucial rule.
Yeah, this is how you ensure decades of family history don't vanish with a dropped phone or a locked iPad.
Exactly.
So you keep 3 total copies of your data stored on 2 different types of media, like your computer's internal drive and a cloud service, with 1 copy stored somewhere entirely outside your home.
Like an external hard drive kept in a safe deposit box.
Right.
And the reason that physical disconnected drive is so critical is because of how cloud syncing works.
Oh yeah, explain that.
Well, if a frustrated family member gets into your phone and accidentally deletes a photo album trying to free up space, the phone immediately tells the cloud to delete it too.
So it wipes both.
Yes. The external drive is your immune system against accidental deletion.
I love that.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting. I have to push back hard on this inventory idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
If we are making this list and we are documenting where every single account is, are we creating a massive security vulnerability? We are basically drawing a treasure map for a burglar or a bad actor and leaving it in our desk drawer.
That is the exact tension at the heart of digital estate planning. How do we make it accessible to our family but impenetrable to hackers?
Right.
Wilczynski is incredibly specific on this point. Do not put your passwords in your formal will.
Because it becomes public.
Exactly. A will becomes a public court document the moment it goes through probate. Anyone can read it, and please do not write them on a sticky note attached to your computer monitor.
So how do we separate the map from the actual keys?
The most robust solution is using a dedicated password manager.
Software like Bitwarden, 1Password, Dashlane.
Yes, it is a highly secure digital vault that holds all your passwords, and you only have to remember one master password to open it.
Okay, but how does my family get in?
The magic for estate planning is that these platforms have an emergency access feature built into their cryptographic architecture.
How does that actually work without compromising my security while I'm alive?
It uses a zero-knowledge time delay release.
Time delay release.
Right. So you designate your daughter, for example, as your emergency contact within the app. If you end up in the hospital, she requests access.
Okay.
The app then waits for a time period you previously selected, say, 7 days. During those 7 days, the app is frantically emailing and texting you saying, your daughter is requesting access. Do you approve?
Oh, I see.
If you are alive and well, you click deny and she gets nothing. But if you are incapacitated and cannot respond for 7 days, the software mathematically decrypts your vault and grants her access.
It solves the problem beautifully.
It really does.
It protects you while you are healthy, but automatically opens the door when you can't. But what if someone isn't comfortable with a password manager? What is the physical paper alternative?
You create a sealed physical document stored securely with your formal estate papers, perhaps in a fireproof safe or with your attorney, explicitly stating exactly where the one master key or master password is kept.
And we also have to utilize the built-in legacy tools that the tech companies themselves provide, which bypass a lot of this legal friction.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Apple has a feature called Legacy Contact right in your iPhone settings. Google has the Inactive Account Manager.
And these take literally 3 minutes to set up.
Yeah. You designate a trusted person, and the platform guarantees them a specialized access portal if you pass away, or if your account goes dormant for a set number of months.
But here's the critical pivot. Having the inventory, utilizing a password manager, and setting up those built-in tools means absolutely nothing if your family doesn't know they exist.
So true.
We have to bridge the gap between our solitary preparation and our family's awareness.
Yeah, there's a tragic irony highlighted in the book about a man named Marcus.
Poor Marcus.
Marcus was a meticulous planner. He did everything technically right.
Yep.
He created this incredibly organized command center in a filing cabinet with color-coded folders for all his accounts, but he never actually sat his wife down and told her how his system worked.
He kept it all to himself.
Yeah, and when he suffered a sudden heart attack, she found the cabinet, but it took her weeks of chaos, anxiety, and frozen bank accounts to decode his system just because he never provided the context.
That is exactly why Wilczynski advocates for the ultimate deliverable, the digital snapshot.
A digital snapshot.
It is a single piece of paper sitting at the very front of your estate package. It does not list a single password.
Okay, so it's safe.
Totally safe. It simply lists who to call first, exactly where the digital inventory is located, how to initiate the emergency access to your password manager, the name and number of your estate attorney, and your key digital wishes.
Like whether you want your Facebook account memorialized as a tribute page or permanently deleted from the internet.
Exactly. It is the executive summary of your digital life.
But then comes the hardest part for a lot of families,
Yeah.
which is having the actual conversation.
It can be tough.
Because people actively avoid this. Talking about estate planning feels like inviting death into the living room. It feels morbid.
It does, but we have to reframe it. This isn't a grim legal proceeding where you read a will in a wood-paneled office. It should be an ongoing, casual understanding. You sit down over coffee with your kids and say, look, I've spent some time organizing my digital life because I love you, and I don't want you to have to untangle a mess if I ever end up in the hospital. Here is where the map is.
Yeah. It replaces their future anxiety with a patient, clear roadmap right now.
Exactly right.
It is the final step in taking true control over your digital footprint. You are explicitly saying to the people who will outlive you,
Yeah.
I thought about what you would need in your most stressful moment, and I made it as seamless as I possibly could.
It is an act of profound empathy.
It really is. Well, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder as we wrap up our conversation.
Okay.
Think about the broader story your digital footprint tells about you. Beyond the online bank accounts and the family photos, think about the algorithms you've meticulously trained, the specific YouTube videos you've saved, the search histories and digital libraries you've built over decades.
It's quite a lot.
It is. Together, they form a digital ghost of who we were. Our unique curiosities, our specific sense of humor, our private concerns and passions. By taking control of your digital estate, you aren't just protecting financial assets.
No, you're not.
You are actively curating your legacy. You are deciding exactly how you want to be remembered in the digital age, rather than leaving your memory up to a tech platform's default deletion settings.
It is a powerful way to ensure your authentic voice and your memory are preserved exactly as you intend them to be.
This podcast was brought to you by The Senior Techie. It's available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. If you'd like to receive their free newsletters, you can subscribe at subscribe.theseniortechie.com.